Broncos country, a mile high salute, man. The Broncos got Super Bowl aspirations starting in 2025. At least I believe that they should. Is the Super Bowl window going to open up? We're going to break down ways in which the offense needs to carry their weight to be able to take this team to a next level and be labeled a true contender, not just in the AFC, but in the NFL as a whole. So like and subscribe if you're not already. If you guys love Denver sports, you're going to love the channel. Join the community, and let's have a little bit of fun. All right, so this is what we know. What we know, first and foremost, the most important way that the Broncos offense can take a leap in 2025 is by improving in the run game. Last year, there's no way around it. It was atrocious. The run game was terrible in every single way. I mean, you're talking, I think we had only one run of 40 plus yards the entire season. We had 12 runs, or let me double check this. Let me make sure I'm getting this right. We had 10 runs of 20 plus yards, and I believe 6 of those were from our quarterback. We couldn't get anything going. We were extremely inconsistent. And the frustrating part about it was that we had an offensive line that was healthy for most of the season, and that was among the highest in terms of run block win percentage. And so what does that mean? That means you had running backs that were awful. Yes, we addressed that in the offseason with the drafting, with the selection of RJ Harvey in the second round of the draft, and then also with signing J.K. Dobbins. You are bringing much needed fresh blood to the overall run game. You cannot have situations where the most effective runner on your team is your quarterback. The run game is going to be huge. The biggest way that it affected us and it really killed us last year is it made it almost impossible for the Broncos offense to get any kind of rhythm. You saw a lot of 3 and outs. You saw spurts that were way too long of just the Broncos offense being inept until maybe we went into a no huddle type of an offense. So if we can become dominant and even just become middle of the pack, we don't even have to be necessarily top 5. It's gonna do wonders for this offense as a whole. It's gonna open up a lot of opportunities for these receivers to get open, and ultimately for Bo Nix to make plays with his arm as well. It's very impressive how well Bo Nix played last year, given the fact that teams knew, like, the Broncos offense was not going to be a threat. They would stack the box all day, or they would have situations where they didn't need to stack the box. They could just basically force the quarterback to beat him, and in many times he did. So if you can make improvements there in the run game, significant strides, it's going to make this offense be significantly better. Let me just say that. I'm a big proponent of running the ball. Now, I will say there were a lot of moments last year that I think you can blame Sean Payton for his lack of run calls or lack of sticking with it in the games where we did show a little bit of juice and a little bit of pop in the run game. I also didn't like how he wasn't very creative when it came to the running game itself. But what I will give him a lot of credit is that he ran a lot of plays, some wide receiver screens, some end arounds, some things to Marvin Mims to kind of offset the lack of being able to run the ball. But you can mix those in with the ability to run it, and I'm telling y'all, man, it's going to be something beautiful. So I would love to see that, specifically in short yardage situations in the inside the red zone. We need to be better than we were last year. We had 12 rushing touchdowns total last year. It's got to be significantly better than that. One run of over 40 yards for the entire season. And yeah, it was absolutely terrible. It really was. So looking forward to obviously seeing that. That's going to be the number one by far and away, I think the biggest way. The second thing is early downs. Now, obviously that goes hand in hand with running the ball, but there was way too many times maybe we get a boneheaded penalty or, a bad drop or something on first down, second down, and you're putting yourself in bad situations. Again, that's not going to be able to help you get some sort of a rhythm going offensively. Now, on the flip side of that, what's going to, be able to help is what we had seen a lot last year was they would kind of open up the game passing the ball to try to get the run game going. If you can establish your will, if you can understand that, hey, you run the ball on first down, you get 4 yards. Run the ball again on second, you get another 4 yards. Third and 2, you're putting yourself in a great position. You're going to be able to get the chains moving. And you hear it all the time in coach speak, man. Sean Payton says it all the time too. You call certain plays to set up other plays later. When the run game is not going, you're limiting a lot of the playbook and you're limiting the looks and the types of plays that you ultimately want to run, whether it's explosives or something that you feel really confident in. So us being good on early downs and earlier in the game, as gets the next point of faster starts, it's going to be massively important for the Broncos to be able to do that. Way too many times, man, they come out flat. They just couldn't seem like they can get anything going. And even though I project the Broncos off defense to be a top 3 unit without a doubt this upcoming season, you cannot go into games relying on just them being dominant. There's going to be times the offenses in the NFL are way too good to just think that we're going to be able to stop everyone. So let this defense that is going to, in my opinion, be so dominant, let them play with the lead. Let the pass rushers pin their ears back and get after the quarterback. And that's when you start to see really, really dominant wins and winning in dominant fashion. So it's going to be massively important, the early down work as well. And I think we're going to see a very big improvement in that this year, in my opinion, because you started to see a little bit more of it last year. There were plays that Sean Payton was really comfortable running. Bo Nix became really comfortable running on the early downs, the chain movers, the types of play calls that can get you a solid 5 to 7 yards when needed. And also having a borderline elite tight end now in Evan Ingram is going to help you a lot as well, because we had nothing in the running back room that was of any significance. And then if you thought the running back room was bad, our tight end room was historically bad. So adding Evan Ingram is going to be massive for this team as well. And it's going to be able to help on early downs. You do well on early downs, it's going to increase your chances of being able to get a rhythm going, putting some drives together, and ultimately increasing your chance of getting points. You do that early in the game, you're setting the tone, you're building some good momentum. I love it. And lastly, a way that the Broncos can really improve is explosives. Now, explosives specifically in the run game, overall as a team, we were kind of in the upper half of the league in terms of overall explosive plays. But a lot of that came, in games that were shootouts, in games that maybe we were trailing and we ended up, we're getting a lot of those explosives against, prevent defense. And additionally, we missed out on a lot of opportunities for explosives as well. All of these things go hand in hand, which is why I listed them in that order. But man, I'd like to see the Broncos be an offense that really spreads teams out and allows for guys to be able to get open more down the field. And that's all going to come with, the rookie receivers making a big leap into year 2 this upcoming year, mainly Devon Bailey and Troy Franklin, seeing, what Pat Bryant can add to this offense. The continuing domination of Cortland Sutton on the outside as well is going to help. And obviously Evan Ingram. So there's a lot of things that the Broncos did that we talked about ad nauseum in terms of adding talent to this roster, but we need to be able to find ways to get the chunk plays and become a more explosive offense overall. You keep defenses guessing, man. Last year, and really the 5 years before that, or 10 years, whatever it was prior to that, we became such a predictable unit. And by being able to run the ball and have an effective run game, man, the trickle-down effect of that is going to be a wonderful thing. It's going to open things up a lot in the pass game, in my opinion. So I'd like to know what you guys think about it below, man. I'm excited. I'm so damn excited. It is officially July. The Broncos are starting camp here in about 3 weeks. I can't wait. I'd love to know what you guys think. And have we done enough? Have we done enough in the running back room for you to feel comfortable with us being, let's say, a top 10 rushing unit overall? Because that is what I want to shoot for. I would rather this offense be a run-first offense and pass second, because I know in whatever game conditions, in whatever situations, when you're able to be effective running the ball, everything else will take care of itself in the long run. Appreciate y'all, man. Let me know. Thanks for riding with me. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. And until the next video, go Broncos and peace out, baby.